Hello everyone, my name is James Ekpa and I'm a former student at the Center for Excellence in Data Science, Artificial Intelligence and Modeling, otherwise known as DAME. And currently I'm working as a research assistant in artificial intelligence at the Center of Addiction and Mental Health Research, otherwise known as CAMRA, here at the University of Hull. We're here today for another episode of the Project Spotlight series, and with me here is Martins Okhimhe, and I'll be letting him introduce himself.
Thank you very much. My name is Martins Okhimhe. I'm also a former student of the beautiful department of DAME. I just rounded up my master's and I'm here to talk about my project and my journey in my project.
Thank you so much, Martins. So we'll move on to the first question. So can we start by knowing the title of your project and what inspired you to choose this project in artificial intelligence and data science?
Thank you. The title of my project is Post-Operative Gluteoplasty. So basically, it's the prediction of gluteoplasty images outcomes from preoperative images. So basically, when a person goes for a gluteoplasty surgery or basic cosmetic surgery in general, they want to know what their outcome of the surgery is going to be like. However, the doctors try to, paint an idea in their head of what the surgery would look like, but people don't usually get personalized experiences of what their outcome will look like. And that is where my project comes in. My project comes in to make sure to give people visual representations of what their surgery would look like afterwards. So what inspired me to pick this project? Basically, I first of all, I understand the need for beauty. I understand the need for confidence. And this is why people go into these surgical processes. However, there are so many revisitations, so many dissatisfactions, and then people have to go repeat surgeries over and over again. However, I believe with AI, if we can streamline this process, cut down on these revisions, the risks can be reduced, and then people can, have that desired effects without so much risks.
Thank you very much, Martin. That's a very inspired reason to choose such an interesting project. So we'll go on to the next question, which is you giving us a brief overview of the project and then its aims and objectives. I think you've touched a little on it in the previous question, but yeah, just give us a brief overview of the project.
Hello, I'm Dr. Daniel Farrow here at the Center of Excellence for Data Science, AI and Modeling at the University of Hull. AI is changing the way that big organizations operate, and that's why we're really excited to be launching a new MSc this January, Artificial Intelligence for Business. Alongside the same great content that we teach in all of our MScs, like Python programming and data science, we have 2 bespoke modules for this MSc about how to use AI and data in a business context. In AI for Marketing and Sales, our first bespoke module, you'll learn things like how to use chatbots for customer engagement, how to do dynamic pricing. You'll learn about an important concept called customer segmentation. You'll learn about recommendation engines, and you'll also learn advanced topics like sentiment analysis and natural language processing. In the other bespoke module, Big Data for Business, you'll learn an introduction to big data, a key thing in business. You'll learn exploratory and causal analytics, different platforms for storing big data in business, data mining and web scraping, applications of big data in business, and also time series analysis for business contexts. In your third trimester, you'll get to do an original project under the supervision of one of our members of staff. This course is open to a wide variety of people from different backgrounds. You don't necessarily need a science degree as a conversion course, where the ideal option for people who are looking for a career change, for example. Please, we're really looking forward to you joining us in this £4.5 million teaching facility here in the DAME Lab. And I'd also like to highlight that our teaching was rated gold in the last Teaching Excellence Framework 2023. If you have any more questions or want specific information about the entry requirements for this course, then I would recommend you check out the website. Thank you.
I like to start with the objective. Like I said, the objective of the project is to reduce the risks. For example, the data says that 1 in 3,000 people actually experience death in these surgeries. That is a large number considering the world population. As a matter of fact, in around 2016 to 2025, this surgery has increased about over 70%. So 1 in 3,000 people in that number is quite a lot. So the numbers therefore create an objective to reduce this number and thus allow people to achieve that confidence without necessary risks. If I go into the background of the project, basically, the background of the project, so many people have actually tried to do this. So many AI methods have tried in medicine, but not a lot have touched on cosmetic surgery. And I know of one attempt. There was just about a 50% success rate in that. But I think we have been able to get a method in which we can actually introduce into the cosmetic surgery sphere to make this better outcome.
That's very interesting. So can we go into the more technical bits of things?
Sure. Why not?
So yeah.
Why not?
So what are the specific AI and data science techniques that you used in this project, and why did you use them?
I mean, the technique and the process will be basically training a generative AI model to be able to learn from the previous images and then produce the post-operative images. But for the data science technique, first of all, I think the most important thing here is data augmentation, where you have to augment this data into different forms, transform them to make sure that the model doesn't overfit, so it learns different aspects. Certain data cleaning processes took part where you have to remove certain images that might distort the output and result of the project or of the model that we're trying to create. If you get into the AI side, I mean, this is where most of the work is. I eventually choose the Pix-to-Pix model after a lot of experimentation, and I included some feature engineering into the model, and also something called attention mechanisms. We allow the model focus on the aspect of the body I wanted it to focus on. Because like I said, it's for cosmetic surgery, but I chose the most risky of all so that we can actually get into the market and build a lot of impact quickly.
Okay. So just a follow-up question to that, which particular model performed, all the models you experimented with, which particular one performed the best, and why did this one perform the best?
I did try different kind of models. My first was the Style-Gun model. Then I went into the Cycle-Gun model, then the diffusion model, and eventually landed on the Pix-to-Pix generative model. The diffusion models, they are great. However, they require a lot of data. The Cycle-Gun model usually was not learning the augmentation I needed it to learn. However, the Pix-to-Pix model, they learn, properly. The attention mechanisms that were embedded in it were able to allow the Pix-to-Pix model learn the formations I needed it to learn, and then introduce a process called maxing. And this maxing allowed the model to shape the body in the way I wanted it to be. So with the maxing, doctors can actually create the max, show this max to the patient, and then the max will be fed into their pre-images, and then the post-image will come out in the shape of that max. So now the doctors can actually sit down with the patients and put a max together, and when the patient is happy with that max, they feed it to the preoperative image, and it comes out that post-operative image. So that's the whole idea.
That's interesting, and I guess this will help a lot of decision making in terms of liposurgery. And is this particularly for just liposurgery, or it could be facial surgery or breast surgery and all that?
My aim for this project is to take over the cosmetic industry, because the cosmetic industry is $1 billion industry, £1 billion industry. There are people who every day, they want to feel confidence, they want to walk on the street loving themselves. So the aim is to go from lipo to rhinoplasty, just anything that requires change. You don't have to imagine what your change is going to be like. We're going to create an AI process where you can visualize your change. So the aim is to revolutionize
how your body would look like, how
everything
before the surgery is even
everything.
completed.
So the aim is to revolutionize the whole cosmetic surgery, basically.
That's very interesting. So so we know that every project has a hurdle, right?
Definitely.
And we would like to talk about what are the challenges that you faced during your research, and how did you overcome this challenge?